Hi, I'm Lisa Rangel with Chameleon Resumes, the premier executive resume writing company, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to talk about tips for writing executive resume bullets that land interviews. So we're going to get a little bit into the nitty-gritty of how to construct the content within the employer sections of your resume. That's specifically what we're going to talk about today. So first, just an overall observation and statement for you to consider when you're writing your executive resume bullets is you want to make sure that you are focused on giving the bullet context. You want to make sure that there's context around the document, around the bullet that you're writing. You don't want a list of tasks. That's the bottom line. One of the older ways of writing resumes, and this is a long time ago, but I still see people do it today, which is why I'm bringing it up, is they will make the mistake of writing a list of tasks that they do in their job. And that's the mistake, because let's face it, if you have a list of tasks doing a specific job, VP of marketing, account manager, CFO, whatever level you are, everyone in that job is doing similar tasks. So by simply listing the tasks, you're not really differentiating yourself. When you list the achievement, how well you did doing that particular task, now you've made that content, now you've made that bullet individualized to you. It's unique to you, and it sells you better. And it tells the prospective employer how well you are doing at doing your job, or did, if it's a past employment situation. So you want to make sure that you are giving yourself, or giving your resume bullet, context. And in order to do that, I suggest that you use the CAR formula. Challenge, action, result. I find that when you use this CAR formula, challenge, action, result, in formulating the content for your executive resume bullet, it makes the bullet more powerful. It gives the idea of measurement, how well you did. So this is the context in which I want you to write your executive resume bullet and the steps in which to do it. So let's go through it. So when you're trying to give your resume bullet context, and you start by doing the first thing, which is the challenge, you want to show, was it a situation where the department was, financially struggling? Was there a budget deficit? Was there an account that was lost that was pretty significant to the revenue stream of the organization? Was there a regulation that was imposed and all of a sudden, wreaked havoc in your industry or in your particular company or your particular department? So you want to make sure you articulate the context of the challenge that you were faced with. It can also, although it's a CAR formula, that C can also be opportunity. Like, what was the opportunity before you? And the challenge in that, even though it's positive, is like, how did you overcome that? So what was the situation that you were confronted with? And the next phase is then the second piece is action. What was the action you took to face that challenge or capitalize on that opportunity? So, did you assess that there's, with that budget deficit, were you able to successfully cut costs that that didn't have to have an adverse effect on results? Or were you able to retain the client that was lost? Or did you help find another one? If you were obviously in a sales and marketing role. So whatever action you had to take, whatever plan you made and executed, with your team, if you were the leader, obviously if you were more of a staff person, what you did to execute the plan for your part of it, then that's what you're going to articulate as the action. And then the third part is the result. What was the result of you taking that action when confronted with that challenge, right? So what was the result? And this is where the measurement comes into play. Where you made money, saved money, streamlined a process, contributed to the company culture, mitigated risk. What was the end result that came from you taking action when you were faced with this challenge? And you take all those pieces, and that will help you construct your executive resume bullet. And I'm telling you, when you do this repeatedly, over and over again, for each facet of your job, for each job that you've had, you are now building an impression to the reader that you are someone who can generate results. and that you take formidable action, and you face challenges, and you fix crises, and you capitalize on opportunity, and you're a person who gets things done. And that's exactly what companies are hiring in this economy. They want people who can fix things. They want people who can see opportunity and take action and generate results from it. So you want to make sure that you are writing your executive resume achievements in this fashion, because it will set you apart from other people that do what you do. Imagine a sea of CFO resumes, one showing up on a screen, one after the other, one after the other. They're all saying the same thing, right? They all do investor relations and capital things, and they're all doing the same types of functions and oversight, and when you say you have wins in these different areas pertaining to CFO, now you've just individualized your resume, and now you look different than everyone else who's using really weak achievements or tasks even still, because they don't know these modern approaches to writing a resume. So this is why writing an achievement-based document, no matter what your profession is the way to differentiate yourself among the sea of people who do the similar things to what you do in terms of the title. I know you do it differently than they do, which is why I wanted to encourage you to write it this way. So this is the key. This is the key. So if you'd like to learn more about how a resume should look to land six-figure job interviews, I'm going to ask you invite you to come to my next training session. It doesn't cost anything. You can register down below in the description box. You'll see the link to register, and I look forward to seeing you there. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at lr@chameleonresumes.com, or post a question below in the description, underneath the description in the comment section. I read and reply to every email and every comment. And if you like the video, I'm going to ask you to like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet already, so you don't miss next week. And if you know someone who can benefit from this information, if you know someone who's struggling in their job search and they can use help on writing stronger resume bullets, then I'm going to ask you to share this video, because they will then learn how to do it themselves just from following these instructions. And that's really what we all want to do, right? We want to help everyone stay working in this economy. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you on the training. If you're going to join me, again, go down there in the description box. You'll see the link there, and I will see you next week. Take good care.